LBSi's AMP Purchase Order Console displays useful information about current open purchase orders in your system. It will display information like the order date and delivery date from the purchase order, as well as how much quantity was ordered. It will even show you how much quantity from the purchase order was already received in your inventory. To access the AMP Purchase Order Console, navigate to Purchasing, AMP Purchase Order Console. We will begin by going over the header portion of the screen. The first header field is the starting delivery date field. This will allow you to enter in the earliest delivery date to filter the results by. You can also enter in the latest delivery date you want to view the results for in the ending delivery date field. Next, you have the ability to filter the results down to a specific vendor by selecting a vendor in the vendor field. Below that, in the buyer field, you can select from the drop-down any salesperson that is set up within your system. You can view the purchase orders for a certain project by selecting a project in the project field. Moving on to the purchase order status field, you can select from the drop-down to view purchase orders with either an open status, closed status, or both. Just like with the purchase order status field, you have the ability to filter the results down by the status of the line item by changing the value in the line status field. In the AMP Doc status field, you can select which AMP document status you want to view the results for. This comes from the AMP Doc status user-defined field on the purchase order. Next, in the item group field, you can select from the drop-down a specific item group to filter the results by. You can also view the purchase orders for a singular item by entering an item number in the item field. The warehouse field will allow you to select from the drop-down a particular warehouse to view the purchase orders by. Moving on to the sort by field, you can select from the drop-down to sort the purchase orders either by due date, vendor, or item group. Finally, the display field will allow you to view either a summary of the items on the purchase orders or view all the items on every purchase order displayed. Don't forget to click the refresh button at the bottom to update the screen with your selected filters. Now let's take a look at all the column level fields on the AMP Purchase Order Console. The first column is titled Purchase Order Number, and it will display the document number from the corresponding purchase order. The next column is the Item column, which will display the item number of the item from the purchase order. Following that, in the Description column will be the description of the line item. If the item belongs to an item group, the corresponding item group will appear in the item group column. The order date column will display the posting date from the purchase order. Likewise, the delivery date column will contain the delivery date from the corresponding purchase order. The warehouse that will contain the item once it is received will be displayed in the warehouse column. Moreover, in the ordered quantity column will be the ordered quantity from the purchase order. The received quantity column will display the sum of all the quantities received from each goods receipt PO that is related to the item from the specific purchase order. The remain quantity column will display the remaining quantity that is left to be received of the item and will correspond to the open quantity column on the purchase order. Next, in the quantity on hand column will be the in-stock quantity from the warehouse the item will be received into. Moving on to the vendor number column, it will contain the vendor code of the vendor that is tied to the purchase order. Then, in the vendor name column will be the name of the corresponding vendor. The project column will display the project from the BP project field on the purchase order. Finally, the line project column will display the project from the line item on the corresponding purchase order. LBSi's AMP Purchase Order Console gives you an insightful look into the various open purchase orders within your system. You can view important information like received quantity and the delivery date of the purchase orders. Join us in future videos as we break down how LBSi's AMP module can help you improve your existing SAP Business One planning functionality. Be sure to click the subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you never miss a new video. As an SAP Gold partner, LBSi can help you take full advantage of everything the system has to offer. To get in contact with us, visit our website at www.lbsi.com and navigate to the contact link. You can also email us at sales@lbsi.com for sales-related inquiries, or SAP support at lbsi.com if you're an existing client in need of support assistance.